Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum, and today I'm reacting to Subdivisions by Rush. I love to give honest and thoughtful reviews on this channel, so if you're into that kind of thing, hit that subscribe button, it helps out a lot. But yeah, let's check out Subdivisions. Okay. Oh, darker chord right there. Interesting. Ooh, you hear Neil in the back doing his thing. Lovely chords. Oh, Neil is going crazy.
Sprawling on the fringes of the city in geometric order.
Oh, the suburbs. Wow, this literally suburbs. Like the bright lights of the city and the far unlit unknown, like the rural country. I guess this is going to be a song about the suburbs and maybe the problems with the suburbs. Wow. 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 I like that line a lot. Nowhere is the dreamer or the misfit so alone. It feels like the creatives in our society, those who don't really belong inside that box that often gets created, they don't really have a place to go. And when you think of like the suburbs and especially the visuals you see on screen, they're so rigid, they're so robotic, they are just copy pasted all over the subdivisions. And then when I think of the actual term subdivisions, everything in these rigid areas are divided, are kept separate, but then you are forced to believe certain things. I believe Getty had a line earlier, all opinions are provided, the future is pre-decided. So there is no room for that creative genius. There is no room to deviate from the norm. It's like this in-group, out-group mentality thing. It's a bit oppressive. I don't like it. I wish people could just be more of themselves and not confined in so many boxes, literally. Yeah. Yeah, literally. It's this in-group, out-group mentality. You're either a cast out or you belong, but the moment that you deviate ever so slightly from the in-group, you're immediately cast out because the homogeneity of the in-group is so vital because it's self-affirming, and if it stops affirming itself, then the entire system that contains it makes no sense. The conspiratorial part of my brain could go any which direction, but it's very important to be yourself. Be a critical thinker. Beautiful melody. Ooh. And I love when Neil does that. The professor. There we go, back to the beginning.
Run like moths, we drift into
It's so true. Like when I think about my life in the suburbs, it is so vastly different from when I lived in the city. The city is just bustling. There's so many things happening. It feels like all of the nightlife, all of the fun, all of the energy is in the city. And then the suburbs are meant to be more docile, more reserved, more to just maintain the peace, maintain the order, and not deviate too far from the norm. And it is weird that, like, just based on these geographies, how different we all act. And we're still the same humans, yet we still have to abide by the differences in these like cities versus suburbs. And then definitely when you go from suburbs to rural, there's just so many stark differences. And I feel like we don't have to construct our societies in this way. I like to think of more, let's say, walkable cities, more cities that are well integrated instead of completely gentrified, and you have this like terrible urban sprawl that forces people out of the city if they want to live a peaceful life, but there's no balance. I don't know. For me, I would love it if we could just like create our cities in the jungle, in the trees, with nature, and we just, I don't know, grow organically. Like if you guys have ever seen Minecraft, the way that players create their own creations in cities, it is marvelous. And the level of detail and attention that they pay to, let's say, the roads, the pavement, all of the city structures, and then how they relate to where the homes are. I don't know. It's a way better city design. Anyways, I'm no urban planner. It's just fleeting thoughts that I have.
Like a firefly, just to feel the living night. Well, some will sell their dreams for small desires and lose the race to rise. Get caught in ticking traps and
Thoughts.
start to dream of somewhere to relax their restless flight.
Yeah.
Somewhere out of a memory of lighted streets on quiet nights.
Wow. Ooh, look at that bass.
Halls, in the shopping malls, conformity cast out. In the basement bars, in the backs of cars, conformity cast out.
You know, something that I also consider about cities in general is that, granted, there's a lot of energy and bustling nature, and there's so many things going on in a city, but mixed in with that is a lot of stress, anxiety, fear, animosity. There's a lot of like dehumanization that happens in big cities. So for all of the problems we have in the suburbs and the subdivisions that exist there, different kind of subdivisions also exist in larger cities. And really, it's just a problem as a whole. That's why anywhere you could really live, there are problems. They just manifest in different forms. And it's our responsibility as a collective, race of human, really, to find these subdivisions and knock them all down. Try to find ways to integrate with each other.
Conformity cast out.
I really love this synthesizer sound. I like really associate it with Rush. Ooh. Okay, let's go. Let's go, Alex. Ooh.
Any escape might help to smooth the unattractive truth, but the suburbs have no charms to soothe the restless dream of you.
Yeah. Look at the effects right now, the visuals. Like psychedelic. Ooh. Oh, that's amazing. There it is, everybody. Subdivisions by Rush. Oh, wow. I really like that song. It was rather okay. I thought it was shorter. 5.5 minutes. The time flew when you're listening to Rush. They tend to do that. They make me think, and they also make the time fly. Who could have? Who would have known? What are my initial thoughts here? I think melodically, I'm just a big fan. It was so pleasant throughout this entire song. I feel like the dynamics were very stable. So all of that to say, it really made me focus on the lyrics and the meaning of the song. And it's not often that you hear songs about the suburbs, about the city, about the differences and how those differences shape who we are and what we become. And I can take it more broadly. I think it's very problematic when we start structuring our society in ways that force people into boxes that aren't really real. And a separate example I can give is imagine the 9 to 5 workday or the 40-hour work week. Do you honestly think that every single person working a 9 to 5 in a 40-hour work week needs to do 40 hours? Like, actually, it depends on the job, of course, but some people could accomplish that same level of work maybe in half the time. Give them 20 hours and they still get the same amount of work done. Other people may take a little bit longer, maybe 50 hours, call it 60 hours. So why have we structured something so rigidly? I mean, there's a lot of reasons, and I'm not going to go into all of them. One of them would be perpetuating capitalism, perpetuating other long-standing institutions, but we're always dividing ourselves, and we're putting ourselves in these boxes. And I could take subdivisions one of two ways, one of which is just the wall that separates you and I. That would be a subdivision. When I also think of subdivisions as something that contains you and then forces you to stay where you are and prevents mobility, prevents creativity. I don't like any of those things. I think we deserve to be able to roam free, do what we please, within reason, of course. Make sure that we are positively contributing to our own lives, to the lives of those who we care about, and just stop with the incessant restrictions and giving ourselves rules. Granted, humanity and the human race has prospered on being able to self-correct, and if we go too far in one direction, we can use our rational brains and we can use our ability to restrict ourselves, to rein ourselves in. But we went too far. I mean, the suburbs are a clear example. How can we all live in literally monotonous houses? It's just not natural. And, you know, that itself may be a very contentious statement. Like, who is to say what is natural, what isn't natural? But come on, you've seen nature. Like, that many monotonous houses, is that natural? Forcing people to believe the same thing en masse, and if they don't, you cast them out into the outgroup. Is that natural? I don't think so, guys. I don't think you do either, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed my reaction, hit that subscribe button, and have a great rest of your day. Take care, and peace.